chosen ones, they will never reaffirm you because God already affirmed you. Chosen ones, listen up. I don't drink, but somebody gave me that, so don't mind that. Chosen ones, what do I mean by they will never reaffirm you? Well, let's go ahead and talk about it just a little bit. Chosen ones, I'm pretty sure that there's some people in your lives that every time you come in contact with them, it seems like there's a piece of you, right? We're gonna take some accountability in this video. There's a piece of you, chosen ones, that never wants to be okay with the fact that people don't want to give you your flowers in a day-to-day basis. So like whether it be a narcissistic mother, a narcissistic father, a narcissistic grandparent, a brother, a sister, a friend, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, uh, anybody, right? See, I'm a Leo. I don't know if that plays into a family, but I love when people make me feel like they care, like not even care. No, I don't need them to feel like they care, but like I want them to feel like they care. You know what I'm saying? It don't got to be 100%, but just a little bit of attention, a little bit of acknowledgement, and a little respect. You know what I'm saying? Now, respect is a tricky word to me, family, because respect is like I could respect you and not pay you no attention. Like I feel like I could like people. It's true. People can not. Okay, it's not really respect, but it's not disrespect, right? It's like neutral. Um, it's like neutral. Uh, but chosen ones, listen up. Why do you feel that you have to reaffirm after a situation sizzles out or is over with, the situation, like say you're talking to somebody, you talk to the narcissist or whatever, but then the situation is over with, right? But see, the narcissist is still walking around and you're still walking around, but you know that the pattern in the past is like y'all would clash all the time, but today y'all still had a little bit of bumps in the road and you know that the narcissist was the reason for the bumps. So somewhere, because they keep being a troll and you never cut them off yet, which I suggest y'all do if y'all could, then what's gonna happen is, chosen ones, is that you're gonna have a feeling inside of your spirit or soul that's still gonna say, hey, I kind of want this person to validate or to confirm or I got some unanswered uh, analogies. Like maybe I was talking to them and they didn't answer this or they didn't answer, and they purposely leave things unanswered and rocks unturned in conversations because they want you to be dependent on them in the first place, and they want you to never ever feel 100% full. Like they never want you to feel gassed up. They want you to feel your tank to be half empty in that department. They don't want you to ever feel reaffirmed about nothing. Like, and that's fine, chosen ones, because to be honest, God's supposed to be the one to reaffirm you. And so that's the sly little trick right there that Satan ain't gonna tell you. And then on top of that, you should be secondary to that God that is telling yourself, like, man, like you should be checking in on an internal basis, like, man, like what is this grit right here? I need some more grit. I gotta have grit because I can't allow somebody, especially not a narcissist, to intervene with my connection to myself. Because what one thing we forget a lot of the time is that we're our own superhero. You know what I'm saying? Because we were raised by parents, which is like in a funny way, like a sly joke of like humanity, or like a sly joke of like uh universe, a universal joke. Like, what is a parent, right? A parent's supposed to make sure you're good, but there's no guarantee that that's actually about to happen. They may do it to 18, but still they didn't even do it. It's just a tricky game when it comes to that because it's inversely disrespectful. The fact that somebody would turn around and start to abuse something that they should, psychologically, the way the mind works and the way that the way you're geared, right, is everything's facing that way, but then they're going this way on you. So it's like you're gonna always have a piece of you that looks for like validation, especially if you don't have a lot of real world experience, and you know that you get a sense, chosen ones, and especially chosen ones, that it's a lot of disrespect amongst the earth that's been going on traditionally forever. That just you being independent on your own and all that stuff, you get a sniff, you get a sense that it's very dangerous. So for you, you automatically have a tendency to second guess yourself, right? When it comes to the real world, when it comes to certain things, you automatically go into a inner outer looking like you may look internally, but then you may say, "Oh, I don't want to look internally no more. Let me look outwardly." But as soon as you do that, for some odd reason, there's a narcissist around you every time, instead of people who just sincerely care and want to see you to uh, uh, be the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is why I tell y'all earlier, cherish your relationships. Like the people who you find that really is who they say they are. The people who you see and you vet these people and you find out they actually have great characteristics. That's you hone in on them and you make sure that you do what you got to do. And in a way, what you're doing is you're crafting your internal uh, connectivity, right? We're like plants. We're like anything that connects. Like we're full of energy. Like you're taking that energy from this source, the narcissistic parent. You're taking that back, and you're plugging it into these other plugs to see which one feeds back in a positive way. And it's just that simple. But it doesn't look it when you don't have this psychological graph I'm trying to give you. But yeah, you have a tendency to always look to for reaffirmation when situations sizzle out. A conversation goes left or whatever. You don't got that backbone, or like I said in the last video, that root chakra of security, right? That tells you, man, like it just doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? You need to trust more and move accordingly, and just say, okay, well, I know that I'm done with this conversation, and I really should have never done it. Uh, but you want to beef up, and you want to further the affirmation after situations conk out, right? Uh, because you're trying to make sure that people aren't looking at you with a stink eye when you turn around from a sip. When you close a deal, imagine that like every time you close a deal, or every time you get a girl, or every time you go on a date, you gotta think deeper about, does this person really like me, or does this situation, that's a critical way to live, because like you're criticizing them, but you're doing it because you rightfully doing it because they rightfully are not really, they're not really meeting your criteria in the first place, right? Because you're not meeting your criteria in the first place. So it all comes back to us, because if we meet our criteria to a certain percentage, then we don't have to deal with any. This universe is going to cut off like a leaf falling from a tree, anybody who don't belong to you, because you're too strong for them to take you down. So they just gotta go down because you already know that they ain't really rocking with you the way you want them to rock with you. Because there go a parent, right? Yeah, I'm your mom, I'm your dad. What you mean I'm not rocking with you? Running that game, right? Because they not messing with you the way you want them to mess with you. They messing with you, but just not the way you want them to mess with you. And that's the bottom line, right? And you should respect and embrace that they don't mess with you. And I think that's a big key uh, point, I would say. Like, it's not like rocket science, but it's kind of science still. Like, you just gotta understand that, okay, they're not rocking. It's still my mom, still love me and all that stuff, but they just not rocking with me the way I wish they were. And that is coming to terms with it, right? And that's what you want to do right there. You know what I'm saying? That go for any relationship. You know what I'm saying? All the time, all day, baby, all day. And that's the bottom line. You should respect and embrace that they don't. Uh, and you should know that that's gonna keep on coming up with you over and over again. So, chosen one, you should know that inside of you is something that wants a affirmation from people, and you should know that that's gonna keep coming up inside of you over and over. You got to keep your inner eye on that, right? You got to keep your inner eye on that. Uh, you get uh, you get reinforcement on situations and things that in all reality you shouldn't. You got to realize you're a narcissist just like any other person on walking around. Never been treated with respect and taken seriously, really. Like a lot of people, when you think about people who do abusive, heinous things on planet Earth, they just are regular people who ain't never been treated with respect or taken seriously in their life. And that's literally, if you really look at it, the lay of the land, that's really at the bud of the joke. Like, because usually when someone's being doing something to you, you're seeing them as some psychotic, crazy, and it's like, nah, they're just really not. It's be the little things like they just not. They're like an animal that wasn't taken care of. So like they're like willing to bite, or they sick. You know what I'm saying? They sick in the mind because they just wasn't given that care the right way, and that they look for you to do it and stuff like that. Uh, which is kind of odd. It's kind of sick. It's kind of messed up, but you certainly can get past this chosen ones because nobody can hold you back from things that one you're destined for, and two, especially if you put in some inner work. But this is all about cleaning up the whole interactions and situations. You cannot let them drive or guide the relationship. You have to be the one to put them in unfamiliar territory. A lot of these people, like narcissistic people, they want to be the boss. They want to lead. They want to lead things, but they don't even understand. Especially in my case with a mom, they don't understand that you're still a woman. So what you're doing is you're not meant to lead. I don't care how deep your desire for leading is, but I would be more than a fool to continue to allow you to, because all the point that you got, all of the any of the reason you feel so confident that you could do it came from me messing up in my life. It never came from you actually being that person. You know the saying, you're not that guy. You're not that. You're not that. And see, some people will take that to the grave because they sincerely want to be that person. And they only believe it because they're emotional. They only believe it because they want to believe it so bad that they'll do anything to roll that dice on that. It's crazy. Now that's crazy. Or should I just say emotional? Yeah, but like I said in here, I said at that point they're more willing to act wild because they ain't trying to give you that consent to lead them. This is where the narcissistic situation comes to an ugly head because nobody moves forward based on them not submitting and giving you the rights to be the best version of yourself. What you really don't need approval from nobody, like I said in the beginning of this video, but it keeps it in a dangerous loop, right? It keeps it in a dangerous loop because nobody's actually accepting each other. But this is where you just have to put in extra work. Like you have to, unfortunately, chosen ones, you have to compensate more for yourself. And that's just the unfairness of life. But nobody said life was fair. You know, might be getting two jobs, might be getting an extra girlfriend. You know, it might be something real. Someone might say stupid, but it may be personal to you that, and it may work for you. You know, you gotta shuffle your deck of cards and see what hand fits the scenario that you have. Uh, it's so many things, so many frequencies on the planet that you can utilize. You know, we got money, we got women, we got Mother Nature, fruits, uh, it's a lot of spiritual stuff we could use to grow. The problem is people aren't spiritual. And so narcissism prevails once again on the unspiritual person. Because if you're spiritual, you know, it just does something different. It just does something different. Because you're in tune. When you're in tune with certain things, it makes it hard for people to run game on you. You know, when you think it with just logic alone, it could get a little spicy for you. But when you really are using the elements of the earth, planet, it's like people can't even get near you because it's impossible. It's just chemistry. It's just you know, it's just it's hard. It's hard. But I'm about to end this video. I ain't mean to go 17 minutes, but man, see y'all in the next video, man. But let's be honest, man. Mother Nature is your new parent, and the truth of the matter is, you must acknowledge how you was raised for you to find the sauce in what you need to do. Because if you were raised to be more emotional, you may want to do more spiritual things. If you were raised a more logical, you might want to do more just chess moves and simplicity moves, and you know. But either way can grant you a better tomorrow, and that's what we're always trying to do. So, chosen ones, like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm gonna see you on the next video, man. I'm going.